Hi guys, and welcome to my streaming setup. So obviously it's been a little while since I've actually posted a proper video. I am planning on filming a where I've been, what I got up to sort of video. So if that isn't already up, it will be soon. And if it is up, I'll link it up in the click a Y button up there. But you'll notice that this is a completely different setup. So this background, this is where I stream for Twitch, and eventually I will be filming here, but I think I'm gonna make this wall my filming wall instead because it's more blank. It's a bit dirty because of my chair, but you know. So yeah, this will be this is my streaming setup for Twitch. If you don't already know, I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week now actually, so Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays at 8 PM GMT. And yeah, this is where I sit essentially and play games. I have a monitor there, my phone is my camera, so that's why the quality of the camera isn't amazing. I'm gonna look into getting a actual webcam. And then I actually have my gaming setup here. I have a different mic, which is right here. I've got a DVD picture there. Basically this video is kind of a how to play Dead by Daylight as Survivor, as well as an announcement of me finally making a gaming channel. This will be a one-off on this current channel because of the fact that this is more for makeup, lifestyle, beauty things. But because I am making this new channel, I wanted to make a video just showing what's going to be on that channel. I haven't actually made the channel yet, so I don't quite know what the name's going to be, but I will put the name on the screen, and if I can, I'll put a link to the channel and the click a Y button up here as well. So, Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical horror survivor game. Basically there's 4 survivors and 1 killer. The survivors need to repair generators, they need to repair 5 generators and escape. The killer needs to go around and kill people. There are a lot of different killers in the game. I think there's 21 killers right now and probably a similar amount of survivors. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure there's less survivors than killers at the moment though, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. And in a minute I'll talk you through the perks and stuff that they have. Well, not the perks, because that'd be far too fucking long. There are full-on breakdowns of perks, of what they will do and things like that, but those are really long videos. But I'll show you what the whole layout looks like in a second. And yeah, I love the game. I stream it obviously all the time. It's a fun game. It can be very frustrating sometimes, but I'm just going to be showing you a step-by-step, how do you do this? How do you play the game? I am rank 5, the ranks won't be meaning too much in soon. They're going to be completely changing, but rank 5 is one of the higher ranks. It goes from rank 20 to rank 1, rank 1 being the best, rank 20 being the newest. And I say the best, you can be rank 1 and still be really bad at the game. This is why ranks are being remade. So I'm rank 5 and I've got probably close to 1,000 hours in the game. I'm not actually too sure, I can't remember. I'll put it somewhere on the screen if I actually figure it out, because I played on Xbox and then PC. But yeah, I'm playing on PC right now, although I still do use a controller to play the game because I can't figure out mouse and keyboard. It's just not a thing that I can do. Just want to say really quickly, this video is filmed in 2 different days, so the part that you've kind of already seen and the part will be in the next bit was filmed yesterday, but this bit's filmed today because I just ran out of time to film. But let's go through kind of the basics of Dead by Daylight and what it actually is, and the kind of how you play. So when you load into the game, you get this screen. So you can get help and tutorials, which I would highly recommend looking through if you are just starting. And plus if you do the tutorials for both Killer and Survivor, you get some blood points out of that. I can't remember how much you get, I don't know, but you get a hefty amount of blood points to get you started, and I'll explain what blood points are in a second. Got the archives, which is all about storylines really. There are also challenges and stuff when you've got a home going, which is you do challenges, you get points and you unlock collectibles or new skins and things like that, new cosmetics. You can play as Survivor, that just takes you to the Survivor screen. I can't speak, I'm sorry. Play as Killer, takes you to the Killer screen. Custom games if you want to play with your friends, and you've also got the store for cosmetics. And along the bottom you've just got your daily missions. If you have any friends on here, I have a few just because of streaming. Your options, so settings and things like that. Any news, so if there's any updates, so if there is no updates, you'll always get this screen pop up first. There haven't been any in a few days, but this was the last one about new cosmetics. So this will pop up quite often. Credits, none ever goes there, or quit game if you just want to leave. So I'm gonna pop you into the survivors because I play mostly Survivor, but I will go into Killer a little bit later on as well. So when you load in, you get your main character. So that I play as Meg Thomas, you can see there she's level 50. This is my character. There are a lot of different characters in the game. You've got Dwight, Meg, Claudette, Jake Park, I don't know why I'm saying Jake Park, Jake, Nia and Bill from The Walking Dead. You've also got David King, Laurie Strode from, I'm probably going to get lynched for this, Halloween? Yeah, okay, it's called the Halloween chapter. Yeah, Halloween, and Elodie Rakoto, which is like the newest survivor that's come out. Your base characters are Dwight, Meg, Claudette, Jake, Laurie, Bill comes for free as well, and David. And then Laurie is a licensed survivor, so you have to buy her with actual money. You can't actually get her for in-game currency, and Elodie, she is not a licensed, so you can buy her with the in-game currency or with money if you want to. So yeah, you'll always start off with these 7 characters. It only used to be Dwight, Meg, Claudette and Jake, and since then they've added in new characters to be base characters, I think anyway, I'm pretty sure they did. Down here all the ones that I haven't unlocked yet, so I'm pretty sure once you unlock them it goes in like the order that they arrived in, but I think now they're going backwards because they haven't been unlocked yet, because Felix was one of the like most recent ones before Elodie. But yeah, you have a lot of different characters. You have Cheryl Mason from Silent Hill. You can also get different skins for her to be different characters in Silent Hill. Zarina, Yui, Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, as well as Nancy Wheeler from Stranger Things. Ashley J. Williams from The Walking Dead. Or no, is it The Walking Dead or it's Evil Dead? Ash vs. Evil Dead. He didn't come with the killer, which is weird. Jane, Jeff, Adam, Kate, Detective Tapp from Saw, Quentin Smith from the newest Nightmare on Elm Street, Feng and Ace. So you've got a few licensed characters in here. So the licensed ones are Quentin, Detective Tapp, Ashley or Ash, Nancy, Steve, Cheryl and Bill, as well as Laurie. So these are all your licensed characters. All characters have got their own dedicated perks. I'm just going to go to this bit to show you. So this is just Meg. This is her backstory. And because she was brand new, like, because she was like one of the brand new, like, what should I say? She was one of the original characters, sorry. She doesn't have a big backstory, but you find as you go on that you get a longer backstory. When the newer characters come in, there's a lot more in-depth things. And I think that's because they didn't really realise how deep the backstory was going to go when they first started, but hey-ho. So yeah, this gives you her backstory, and these are her perks. So you go through all of these, and you've got all these different perks. This tick means that I've unlocked them, so although I play as Meg, I have all these perks that are called teachables, and every single one of my players can unlock this perk if need be. So on Meg, I can get all these perks from Claudette, and here's her backstory. I can get all the perks from Jake, and you're already noticing it's getting longer and longer as it's going, as it is. But yeah, here's all the character stuff. So David has a really long backstory, very long backstory. Elodie has probably one of the longest backstories. Like, it goes on for quite a while. But yeah, it shows you all these perks and things like that, and this is really great if you're not too sure about what characters you want. You can always go into here and see what perks they have, read what they're like. I want Felix just because he's hot, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, you just go through all of this stuff. It's actually really cool. I haven't read through all of these. So for characters like this, I haven't got this character, so these will show as locked. But there is a thing called the Shrine of Secrets, where each week 2 survivor perks and 2 killer perks go up for sale that you can buy with in-game currency, and then you can unlock them without having to buy the character. So a lot of people just tend to do that sometimes. Yeah, it goes through all of this stuff. And yeah, you can just see all the different backstories if you want to, see the character information, see their perks and what have you, and decide if they're worth buying. You can also go through all of that stuff in the store, but that's the easier way to find it all. Quick overview on like what this whole bit up here is in the corner. So you've got your survivor rank. I'm currently rank 5. I think when I started this yesterday I was rank 4, or I turned into rank 4, but I've since played and I've deranked a little bit. So this just means that I'm going to get ranked, I'm going to get match made with people in a similar rank. So I'm in purple rank, and I think purple ranks go from ranks 8, 7, 6 and 5. I think that's how it is. So I can get people from rank 8 to rank 5. I can also get people that are in red ranks, which is rank 4, 3, 2 and 1. I typically won't get match made with a lot of them, but I can get match made with them as well. So that kind of helps the game decide who you get played against and who you get matched with. But that will be fully changing soon. In about 2 or 3 weeks this is completely changing. So I'm not really going to talk too much about that because it's going to change soon regardless. You also have your player levels. So I am player level 78. This basically is like your devotion level. So the longer you play the game, the more this will level up. when you level this up, you will then unlock in-game currency each time, and when you get to level 100, it then resets back to 0, but you get like a little small green number below it, like kind of like here. And that's your devotion level. So eventually I'm going to get to devotion 1, level 0. So it's like 100 sort of thing. Instead of it just stacks up like that. I think the highest I've seen from a streamer anyway is devotion 22. So that's 2,200 and something, as well as like this number, so like 2,280 or something like that. It's quite a lot. That reflects a lot of how much hours you played in the game. You have blood points, which is your it's your currency for unlocking perks for survivors and items and add-ons and things like that. So you have a blood web, which I'll show you later on, which you use these blood points in. They're kind of how you progress your actual character. These are capped at 1 million, and I have reached 1 million before on PC, not on PC, on console, but not on PC, and I think you get an achievement for that. But yeah, these are your in-game currency sort of thing, and you earn all of these by winning at games and things like that. The better you do in a game, the more points you get, and yeah, it just goes on like that. There are a lot of different factors on to how you get these points. What I would suggest if you're a brand new player, at the end of the game, whether you live or die, whatever, there's, I think it's the second or third tab, it tells you what you have to do to get these points in what category. So I would say to check that out if you are just playing the game and you want to know a bit more, because I can't remember all of it off the top of my head, and it is quite a lot to go into, and I don't particularly want to go into it right now, because although this is meant to be like a how-to, you kind of pick stuff like that up as you go along anyway. But yeah, that's kind of how you progress as you get your blood points every single game. When you first start out, you typically will only get like 5,000 blood points per game, because you're just learning, you're not going to be getting a lot of points. And as you get more experience, eventually you get a bit more. So kind of right now for me, I average between 15 and 20,000 blood points per game, and the maximum you can get is 32,000 per game, but you can redeem offerings, which give you more blood points as you go. So they're like bonus blood points. You'll still only earn a maximum of 32, but for example, there's a offering you can put on, which is called Bloody Party Streamers, and they give you 100% bonus blood points for everyone. So I would end up getting 64,000, and if more people use them at the same time, they stack. I think the most points I've got during an event and with an offering from the event, I think I've got over 200,000 blood points for one game. So it just depends if you use your add-ons right and if the other people use them as well. All things like that. You can also get perks that increase, that give you bonus blood points. More for killer, there's a really popular one called barbecue and chili. But yeah, there are perks, add-ons and things like that give you extra blood points, as well as offerings and some item add-ons and things as well give you some. So yeah, that's how you basically progress in the game. I currently have 34,000, but it doesn't take long to add them up. Then you have iridescent shards. These are what you get for leveling up your devotion level. You don't get many per level. I don't actually know how many you do get. I think that changes depending on your actual level within it, but I don't know. But these are your player progressions. So this is what you can use to buy things in the Shrine of Secrets. You can buy characters with this, so unlicensed characters. You can spend, I think it's 9,000 iridescent shards, and you can get a character. I've just done that, which is why my iridescent shards are very low. Otherwise I would have had over 10,000. I literally have just bought a killer so I can get some of her perks with my iridescent shards. But you can use these to buy in-game things, cosmetics as well, although not. It's typically very expensive, so that's why you don't get many, because the game doesn't want you to get everything straight away, if you know what I mean. So killers and survivors, you typically can buy them for about 9,000. Cosmetics, I think it's about the same, probably around 9,000-ish points. So yeah, that's just your in-game currency. This is completely free. You can buy things for free with that. The only thing you can't buy with this is licensed killers and survivors, because they cost money regardless, because of the fact they're required a license to buy and to make in the game. So you'll never be able to get a licensed survivor or killer with this. It just wouldn't happen. As well as like legendary cosmetics. Some cosmetics you can't buy with these. It just depends on what they are, and that depends on. Well, that's the same for licensed and non-licensed. It just depends on what the cosmetic is. If it's legendary, typically you can't buy it. The last thing is your auric cells. So this is your payable currency. You have to actually spend money to get auric cells. So how you can buy characters and stuff, I think you can either buy them in the Steam store, or like on console and stuff you can buy it in the Microsoft store and things like that, or you can buy in-game currency, which is Auric cells, and you can buy them through the game that way. I don't know if it works out cheaper either way. I don't actually know. I haven't really done it, so I'm not too sure. That probably does depend as well, depending on the expansion or the character or whatever you wanted to buy. You can also buy a premium pass for DVD, which is a tome pass. So the tome is down here. There isn't currently a tome active, but there will be one soon. So you can buy the premium for that, and that helps you unlock more cosmetics, you get Auric cells back through that as well, so you can keep buying it throughout the things. You just get a bit more things through that, which is quite fun. And I'm not going to get too much into this one, but this is the archive. So currently I have a challenge selected. I can go into here really quickly. This is where you would find the tome. So I'm on an old one because when I'm sure I played this one on Xbox, but now that I've moved to PC, it's all restarted. So I have all these challenges to do, and there's like a load of different pages for this. So every couple of months, we'll get a new one of these out, and it basically gives you blood points. Like, you complete them, you get through, you unlock rewards and things like that. You also unlock lore. I don't need to know the lore of Jane, but yeah, you learn all the lore and things like that. I'm just going to quickly move my camera to the side. Actually, I'm going to move my camera down here. I'm doing all of this stuff on StreamYard, by the way, so it's quite cool that I can do that like without having to edit later on. So yeah, over here, I've already showed you, this is where you see all the survivors, but you couldn't really see it because I think my camera's in the way, but you've got a little survivors tab here. You have the exact same thing for killer. This looks the same for killer and survivor either way. But obviously you just got different things here instead. So here are your different survivors. Then you have your loadout panel. So these are all the perks that I currently have unlocked. I think I have every single perk that I have so far unlocked for Meg. I'm not sure. Green ones are like tier 2 perks. You can see these little tally marks here. Tier 2 perks are green. Tier 1 perks are yellow. I just don't have any tier 1 perks. And then tier 3 perks, which is the highest perk you can get, is green. No, not green. Purple. The tiers basically just mean that like they get better. So when they're when they're tier 1, for example, we use Unbreakable. So when I'm on the floor, it increases my recovery speed by 35%. When this was tier 2, it was probably going to be something like 25%, and when it's tier 1, it's probably like 15. I actually don't know if that's right. It might be, might not be. So it basically just gets better and better until you get to tier 3. Nothing else I can really say about that. You basically have 4 perks that you can use. So I use Dead Hard, Decisive Strike, Borrowed Time, and Spine Chill. And this is a David King perk, but I'm using it on Meg. And this is a Laurie Strode perk, but I'm using it on Meg. And this is a Bill perk, but I'm using it on Meg. Because I've already leveled up these characters enough so that they've been able to be unlocked for Meg as well. Spine Chill is just a generic perk. You also have items, so you can get maps, keys, this stuff. Like, I don't use a lot of this stuff, honestly. I mainly use medkits or toolboxes. You can get different colours of these. So these are very rare, ultra rare should I say. These are very rare. These are rare. And then you've got uncommon and then common. So the colour of these typically dictates whether or not they're really good or not. And you can also use add-ons on items. So let me just put on a medkit, just a basic medkit. This will heal me for 1 full heal as long as I don't fail any skill checks. So it enables me to heal myself without having to use a perk, and like it does 1 full heal. I can do add-ons though. So something like this, if I get a great skill check, then I will heal myself a little bit faster. You can also add on charges. So if I put this on, it would almost heal me for 2 full heals. So I'd need to pair this with something else to speed up the healing rate. So maybe if I did this, as well as this, I would probably get 2 full heals out of this, because that increases my speed healing, like the speed I heal, and this adds on more charges for me to heal. So you have things like that, and you have all of these different things for toolboxes. They have different add-ons. And for keys, they basically unlock a hatch, but typically if you take this in, the killer's going to target you and you're going to die. So yeah. You always have offerings. These all do a load of different things. What I would suggest is every single time you get a new offering, just read what it means. I always do recommend staying around to endgame as well when you first start out, so you can see how other people are playing, because you can spectate games. And you can also see what everyone's perks are, what offerings they might have brought in, what items they might have brought in. It helps you learn things. I still don't know all of this stuff, honestly, but it is very good to know all of this information. They can do anything from like making it harder to see in the map. You can keep some items. You have map offerings all across here. They're always at the front, and I hate that because I hate seeing all this stuff here. You can get luck increase. and you can just get more blood points. So these are your blood point ones. I use a lot of mine on Meg, which is why I don't have a lot of them left, but on other characters I have got quite a lot of blood point ones. There are many. There are a lot. This is your blood web. So this is where you get perks. This is where you put your blood points into. You get perks, you get items, you get add-ons, you get offerings. But yeah, all these ones that are redlined, these are ones that I've already picked up. So you get your offerings, you get your items, perks down here and things like that. This black stuff is where the entity then takes it from you. The entity is like the bad guy in this game. They take items from you the longer you go on. But the blood web does explain all of this for you. Once you go through it, it does tell you, it comes up with a pop-up and stuff, says like, right, this is now going to start happening. So I'm not going to get into it too much. It does literally tell you this throughout the game. I'm at level 50, so you can see over there, level 50 Meg Thomas. That's the highest you can get for a player. So I can prestige my character. So you basically hold that. I'm not going to do it, but you hold that and it prestiges it for you. What that does is it gets rid of all your items, all your offerings, all your perks, all your add-ons, everything. It gets rid of it all. You start from level 1 again with nothing and you level up. You get a cosmetic for that, so like I think you get a bloody top or a bloody trousers or something like that, and you can prestige 3 times. It's not really worth prestiging though at the moment in the game. Apart from some cosmetics that no one really cares about, there's not really much point in prestiging. You might get an increased chance of getting like ultra rare things on your blood web, but honestly it doesn't really matter that much. If you just keep playing and putting more points into your character, you're going to get those anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. You're going to be starting again and for no real reason. If I ever do prestige, I always make sure I get as close to 1,000,000 points as possible so I can at least get a decent start again. And I'll typically I'll get to like level 50 and then I'll use all like my really good stuff, so my really good toolboxes, my really good offerings, my really good add-ons, get myself as many points as possible, use all those items as much as I can, and when I get to 1,000,000 blood points, then I'll prestige and restart again, because you can get yourself back to like level 30 if you do that. But again, it's not really worth it. I don't see the point in doing it, so I just don't do it. What you should do instead is when you get to level 50, you should then just click onto another survivor and then start putting points into their blood web instead, and then you get perks onto them. You can unlock their perks and things like that. So I've done that for every character. These are all at level 40 because that's the highest you need to be in order to get all of their teachable perks. But a few of them are level 50 and a little bit higher and things like that. So yeah, you don't have to play these characters to get their perks. You can just put your blood points into their blood web. You don't have to play them at all. If you don't want to, that's fine. Same with killers. You don't have to do that either. So if you're really bad with one particular killer, you don't have to play them. You can play really well with one killer and just put their perks into, like the blood points you get from a different game, into their blood web instead. Does that make sense? Probably not. And then down here you just have all the cosmetics, so you get like full outfits. Meg doesn't really have any that I have anyway. I don't spend money on cosmetics unless I really like them. But you earn these just through like random rewards, mainly from the tomes. You earn a lot of these. You can go to the store and buy them, but I particularly just don't like doing that. I really can't be bothered with it. And if you prestige, you get all your bloody ones here as well. And charms, again, you mainly get these from the tome. I don't think you can actually buy these in the store. I don't think there are any in the store to buy. Occasionally Dead by Daylight will give you like a code on Twitter which will give you these cosmetics. So this one, for example, the Winter Reindeer, it's super cute. Like you can see these like here, they just sit on like, they're like a little belt keychain thing. This was a one that you got for not Halloween, Christmas. You got this one for New Year, obviously, and the majority of these you get through the tome, or they're just like random rewards. But yeah, you get all these different cosmetics, and then you can go to the store and stuff and get them all as well if you want to. I just don't particularly like to do that. But yeah, that's basically the full Survivor panel. It's kind of the same for a killer, but I'm just going to go back and talk to you about some certain killers as well. So you'll see that I'm now on my killer. This is my go-to killer. This is who I main. This is the Wraith. He can go invisible and sneak up on you and just otherwise just hit you. For killer rank, I don't play a lot of killer at all. I've only just started playing killer again a little bit, and I'm rank 18, so I'm a very, very low rank. I will get put up against people who have never played this game before. Even though I know what I'm doing and I have played killer before, I'm not a terrible killer, but I'm not a great killer by any means. I will still get put up against people who know what they're doing, because of the fact that I have I know how things work. When ranks change though, that will be slightly different because I have a bit more experience in killer, so the more I play killer, the better players I'll be put up against regardless of rank, because it won't mean a thing. but that's just how it is. Your devotion level stays the same, like your player level, that doesn't change. Your blood points don't change, your iridescent shards don't change, and your auric cells don't change. I'm level 40 as Wraith, just because I haven't put any more points into him. And again, you can go through their lore and things like this. Well, this one's slightly different. You can see their power, their backstory, their perks, and you can also see their like character stats. So he walks at 4.6 meters per second, which is slightly faster than all survivors. I think they walk at 4.2, I think. Killers will always, apart from a few, walk faster than survivors. So ones that don't walk faster are the Hag and the Nurse. They are either slower or the same speed. You need to use their power in order to get an advantage. His terror radius, which is a heartbeat you hear in the game when he's near, is 32 meters, which is quite a big one, to be fair. And he's a tall character. Don't know why they put height in there. Not too sure, but he's a tall character. This tells you all about his power and obviously his backstory, and you can go through and see all the base rates change. So this is the Nurse. She's one of the slowest killers. She's got a very, very slow speed. And yeah, you can keep going through all of these. For the killers, let's just go through some of these. So I have the Trapper, the Wraith, the Hillbilly, the Nurse, the Huntress, and the Hag. These all do different things. There's no killer that's like the same. The closest ones you've probably got is Hillbilly and Bubba, Leatherface. But the majority of them are completely different. They are so different to play. When you start off the game, you get the Nurse, the Hillbilly, the Wraith, the Trapper, and the Huntress. I've recently just bought the Hag so I can get some of her perks. She has some pretty decent perks, so I've just bought her with my in-game currency, the iridescent shards. You have Michael Myers, or the Shape, if you want to. The Doctor is my least favourite killer to go up against. I hate him. He's just annoying. You have the Cannibal, which is Leatherface. Everyone calls him Bubba in the game, so he's from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Nightmare, which is Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. You've got the Pig from Saw. You've got a Clown, which is an original character. You've got the Spirit, which is... You see her a lot on lower ranks because she's very easy to play. She's very hard to counteract as well, but she's a really cool character. She's got some nice lore behind her. The Legion, he has my favourite Mori in the game, and I'll talk to you about what Moris mean later on. The Plague, everyone calls her Vommy Mommy because she just throws up on you, so it's quite gross, and you get sick and then you throw up and it's minging. You got Ghostface from Scream. He's a character that a lot of people like to meme with because he can teabag. So if a survivor teabags, he'll teabag back at you. But he's quite fun. He's quite scary. He's like, I get a lot of jump scares out of him. A lot. Like, he makes me shit myself on the regular. But the Demogorgon. The Demogorgon looks so cool. I'm going to show you what he looks like because he's the only character that isn't like humanoid in this game. He looks so cool. Obviously from Stranger Things. Can you stand up please so I can show the people what you look like? You don't see a lot of people play Demogorgon because he's not a very strong killer. It's quite easy to win against him, I think, but he's so cool. I wish he would open his mouth. I don't think he's gonna open his mouth, but when he opens his mouth, it's like the Demogorgon, like how it looks. It's so cool. What else have you got? You also have the Oni, which is a fairly new killer. He's about a year old. Deathslinger, again, fairly new. Both of these are original killers. Then you've got the Executioner, which is Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. The Blight, which is fairly new, he's one of the most recent ones, and the Twins, again, she's the most recent. The most popular killers, I think you tend to see a Trapper, Huntress, Hillbilly. You see a lot of Leatherface because he is... Where is he? He's very, very powerful. I was going to say overpowered, but like, I don't want people to come at me. Same as Freddy, you see a lot of him. See a lot of Clown. It just depends. I think depending on your rank and depending on where you are, you might see more killers than others. I notice a lot at high ranks you see some ghost faces, you see a lot of clowns, you see a lot of doctors. At lower ranks you might see a lot of base killers because of the fact that people haven't invested a lot of time in here yet. They don't want to buy a lot of the killers. So you'll see a lot of Huntresses, you'll see a lot of Wraiths, Billies and stuff. You'll see a lot of these killers at the start. The Nurse is incredibly difficult to play as, so if you get a good Nurse, it's terrifying. But otherwise, yeah, it depends on what level you're at, depending on what killer you will see. The loadout for these as well, you get different perks for killers and different perks for survivors, but the kind of same principles apply. So I use Iron Grass, so it takes longer for people to struggle off my shoulder. Whispers, which is a very good tracking perk. It's very underrated. A lot of people try to use this wrong and then actually think it's a bad perk, but it's a really good perk. You can basically tell when people are near you. Sloppy Butcher makes it longer for people to heal themselves, and Bitter Murmur, so when the generator's done you can see where people are for a certain amount of time. This power is like is where the survivor's add-on, no, item usually is, and this can never change because it depends on the killer that you're playing. So this power will never change, but the add-ons do differ. Yeah, these don't change obviously because you can't change your power, but you can put whatever of these on that you want. And your offerings, you still get ones like blood points. This is Bloody Party Streamers. This is a very good one. It's quite rare though. It's kind of annoying how rare it is. But you can get blood point ones. Again, your map offerings. This looks so much more tidy compared to survivor ones. I feel like theirs is all over the place. But yeah, you get like a load of different offerings on here as well. So it's very, very similar. Again, I'd recommend just going through all of these. Find a killer that suits you and read up on their add-ons, the add-ons, their offerings and things like that. Because the add-ons really do help a gameplay. So for example, I use ones that makes me disappear a lot quicker when I go invisible. And I also I either try and get a speed one in there or one that helps me track. So that one, I can see blood marks a lot easier. Blood Web, again, is extremely similar. It just has different perks. It has their own perks on it. I'm nowhere near completing this one, but yeah. And you also get your own customization things on here as well. So different eyes, different cloaks and things like that, different bodies. I don't have a lot because like I literally don't actually play killer a lot at all. But you can change your weapons and things like that, how they look. I just quite like the default stuff for the Wraith. You can also get different charms, and these actually go onto your hook. So your charms don't go onto your body, they go onto your hook. Which I haven't actually set any charms, so I'm going to quickly do that just now. Put that one on as well. And that will just sit on your hook. So you can see there's a charm there, a charm there, and a charm there. So in game, you will see them, like a survivor will see them. But yeah, that's essentially killers and survivors and the basics. It's very, very long. I've been speaking for 35 minutes, so I'm going to try and cut that down as much as possible. But honestly, it is base stuff. You're better off going through each killer, each survivor, going through the help and tutorials because you've got a full screen here. Those are your actual game tutorials, and I'd recommend doing that. Your game manuals and things like that. So if you go into here, for example, you can see basics of what the game is, how to play it. I haven't actually gone through this myself, to be honest with you, but yeah, especially I would recommend looking at a status effect list because this will come in handy. So when you're a survivor, you see what the status effects come up on the side, and it helps you a lot to know what all of this stuff means. But yeah, other than that, that's everything for the actual like kind of insides of the game on how you do things. If you like, you can watch like more things on like how perks run and what perks are good and what perks are recommended, what characters are good, what killers are good, different play styles. I'd always suggest watching other streamers and things like that because it really does help. But yeah, that's kind of the basics. This is going to be a very long video and I do apologise, but it's all about how DBD works. And I'll try and cut down everything as much as possible. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I'd recommend watching other people. You can come watch me if you like. Again, I'm live on Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays about 8 PM GMT. So you can come watch me and ask questions and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I'm not an educational streamer, but like if I know quite a bit, so like if you ask any questions, I should be able to answer them fine. But yeah, let's go on to the gameplay and like to yesterday where I'm in different clothes and things like that. So yeah. Come along with me and I'll show you how to play Survivor. Whether or not I live is a completely different ball game. So put your predictions down below in the comments. Don't skip ahead. Right now in the comments, just say, do you reckon I'm going to survive any games? I think we're going to play 2 or 3. So do you think I'm going to live? Let me know. But without further ado, I'm loading into a match right now. Let's go. So when you're loading into a game, you'll notice that there are hints on the screen. Basically that just, if you're a new survivor, they're really helpful to click and read them. If you're a brand new survivor, it will show you like what killer you're playing against and stuff until you've played them a few times. And it gives you some hints on how to beat that. But yeah, if you're playing DBD for the first time, keep an eye on that. I'll probably just go through a lot of the basics whilst I'm playing the game, because for Survivor, it can be a little bit like a generator simulator. You're sitting holding the same one button, doing a few skill checks and things like that. So it can get a little bit tedious sometimes, but it's a fun game. Trust me, it's really fun. This map's actually fairly new. It's been remade recently, and I'm not a huge fan of the remake because it's very empty. I am playing with my sister and her girlfriend right now. So I don't know if that means much. My headphones are a bit too loud right now. This game is very, very centered around sound and audio. So you kind of need to have headphones in to play it effectively. Right now I'm cleansing a totem, so these are like a load of bones attached to sticks. And killers can get perks that attach to these totems, and they light up, they're all on fire when they attach to a totem, and that can hinder the survivors. So the most common one is called Ruin. So if you let go of a generator, it automatically starts regressing. So if I let go of this generator now, that progress is going to stay the same. But if Ruin was on, or if a killer had kicked it and I hadn't touched it again, the progress will start going back. My sister's the first one down. Why am I not surprised? You can see on the icons down below that you've got the survivors. So my sister, which is the one at the bottom furthest right, she's on the floor, so she's in the dying state. And my sister's girlfriend, she is injured, so she's got like a running animation with a red splodge. That again is changing soon. The UI will be going all over the place, and I don't really like how it's going to be changing, but it will be changing. So that's just alerted me that she's been put on a hook. You have 3 hook statuses, so you get hooked twice, and then the third time you're dead. Unless, if no one picks her up before she gets halfway through her first hook, she'll then go into a struggle phase, and then if she gets hooked after that, she dies. So it depends on how quickly your teammates act. I don't know what killer it is just yet, but they're obviously decent. My sister and her girlfriend are lower ranks than me, so they might get put up against killers at a higher rank. I would like to hope that the other survivor's going for one of them. What I'm doing right now is what people would say is gens before friends. So you try and do a generator before you try and get anyone gone. Oh, they're quite far away. It's a spirit. So I can see their aura. I don't know why I can see their aura. Oh, I'm the Rancor. Oh, shit. Oh. So the killer has a perk called Rancor, which is a spirit perk. And the obsession, which you can tell I'm the obsession because I have like 2 little spider leg things by my name. The obsession at the end of the game will be exposed. So basically, if she hits me, I'm downed and she can kill me by her own hand instead of needing to hook me. It's hard to explain things when I'm in a chase because I'm so focused. I also do think that my sister went into struggle phase, so if she gets hooked again, she's dead, essentially. This game is like cat and mouse. That's probably one of the easier ways to describe it. Basically, the killer chases you and they need to try and hit you. And that's basically what this game is. And you need to kind of evade them in the most effective way possible, so that you don't die, essentially. That's why survivors have a load of perks to do that. There's pallets to drop, there are windows to vault, there are loops, so like over here, I'll take you back over here. This bit here is what you call a jungle gym, or kind of a jungle gym, because there's a pallet, there's a vault, there should be another pallet, sometimes there's another pallet here, not always. Oh. And yeah, once you get hit, you can take 2 hits and you can get downed unless you're exposed, and again, exposed just means that you're into a down hit. And you can obviously get healed by survivors. Survivors can bring in med kits to heal themselves, or there's a perk called self-care where you can heal yourself. There's another one called inner strength where you just need to dismantle a totem or cleanse a totem like I did at the start of the game. And that means that you can get into a locker and heal yourself. There are a few strong loops. Depending on how this bus is, this is usually a strong loop, because sometimes there's a pallet in here, as well as a window there that you can vault, but you can see the window's been blocked for this round. Here's another jungle gem. This is a pretty strong one, because the best way to go around this one is you vault here. You can fast vault, but I'm not going to because that makes a noise to the killer. And then you run round, and then you fast vault, and then you run round, and then you fast vault, and the killer can't really get you. They need to do tricks to try and get you. So walls like that, I think that's an L&T wall. Or is that an L&T wall? I don't think that is. Is that? I can't remember. I can't see if it's an L&T wall. I'll check in a second. So Chelsea is now dead. My sister's girlfriend is now dead, so she has a hook above her name, and that will in a second it'll turn into a skull. So she's dead. She's out of the game, which sucks. The more people on a generator, the faster it gets repaired. Some killers can have perks to slow it down. If people are injured, the generator regresses. I think certain killers have certain add-ons and things, and it basically hinders the survivors' speeds with healing, totem cleansing, things like that. I think my sister is dead now, unfortunately. We're not going to survive this game. We're not. it's just not gonna happen. Because there's 2 of us left, and there's 2 generators left to be finished. So you can see that at the bottom of the screen, how many generators are meant to be done left. So it always starts off with 5, and then you need to get that down to where it says open the exit gates, essentially. I'm wasting all of the pallets here, but you know what? Oh, balls. I made a mistake there. I made a mistake there. This game is such a learning curve sometimes. Like, you really need to, like, learn some good tricks to evade. The best thing to do is to look behind you when you're running. Oh. This spirit actually kind of knows what she's doing. Sorry, mate. The spirit knows what she's doing. She's a decent killer. Because she knows how to mind trick me. Spirit is very easy to do that. She can, like, go into a phase where she's invisible to us and we're invisible to her, but she can still track our scratch marks. Crap. Because when you're a survivor and you're running, you leave red scratch marks on the floor, and that helps the killer track where you're going. When you're downed, you need to wiggle to try and get out of the killer's arms. The majority of the time you will not wiggle out. It won't happen. You will get hooked, because the way that it goes is that you need to have survivors, like, blocking the killer, or the killer needs to be in a certain, like, area that takes too long to get to a hook and things like that. So the majority of the time you won't wiggle, but you get points for it, so why would you not? And there's always the chance that the killer might get confused, might get lost, might get stuck on something. The survivor could stand in front of the killer to, like, block them from moving, so you might wiggle out. There's always a chance. Now that I'm on the hook, there's only 1 survivor left, so you can see their yellow aura. So that's what they're called in these games, and you can see the person is an aura. So I think the killer sees the generators in red auras. We don't see anything. We just see each survivor's auras when we're injured. But yeah, that's essentially what that is. Come on, Fang. The issue is right now is that because there's only 2 generators left and there's 2 people dead, there's now a hatch that has spawned. So when you're the last survivor alive, a hatch opens, which is a hole in the ground. It makes a, like, whoa noise, which sounds stupid, right? But a hole in the ground opens up, and you can escape through that. If you have a key, you can escape through that as well. Okay. Yeah, so, like, you can do that pretty easily. I have a perk called DS, which is Decisive Strike. And that's a perk that Laurie Strode has. And essentially, if the killer picks you up after a certain amount of time of you being unhooked, from a hook obviously, you can get out of them. If you hit a good skill check, you can get out. Skill checks are another thing entirely in this game. Skill checks are definitely something that take a lot of practice. When you start off, you know, you will blow up a lot of generators. If you fail a skill check when you're repairing a generator, it will blow up and the killer will find out where you are. If you were healing someone and you miss a skill check, you were, like, kind of like, well, we say you stab them, but they just, like, make a noise and get in pain. Then the killer finds out where you are. Yeah, it's a learning curve. For me, it's quite easy. I rarely miss a skill check anymore because I've been playing this game for over a year, but it can be hard. You'll notice as well that there's, like, a little white slither on skill checks, and that's where you trigger a great skill check. It makes a slightly different noise. I don't know if you have noticed the difference between them yet, but it makes a slightly different noise. A great skill check is more high-pitched. If you get that, it just adds a bit more progression onto the generator. So she's now seen where I am, because I blew that up. That's going to trigger a noise on her screen, and a big boom and a big notification, so she now knows where I am. So that's grand. Yeah, so she's over there. You can see over there that she's just run by, because she's probably just run straight to that gen. But she can be quite fast, and she's phasing, depending on what add-ons she has. She can go very, very fast. And I know for a fact that my sister's going to be watching this, absolutely screaming at me because I just blew up a generator, and I give her so much aggro for blowing generators up all the time. Okay, so I'm hiding from the killer. Now, this doesn't look like hiding. I'm literally hiding behind a truck. And she can hear me crying. Like, you can hear me making noises. She can hear that too. A lot of spirit mains use a perk called Strider, which means that we make louder noises, like we sound a lot louder. And that's a very, very common perk for spirit mains to use. Is she going to slug for the 4K? No. Right, I'm going to quickly get in a lock. Is there any lockers here, actually? Crap, there's not. Okay. I'm hoping this person dies. Which sounds so messed up, right? Doesn't it? Like, it sounds so incredibly oh, I hope they die. Like, but that's just how it is when it, oh, shit. That's just how it is sometimes, like, when you know you're not gonna be able to leave. You can dodge their hits like that, but that's quite hard. That's quite hard to do. Yeah, you sometimes want people to die so that you can try and find the hatch, because once the hatch is open, it makes a noise and it's a lot easier to find. But until it's open, it makes no noise. And they should have known I wasn't going to come for them. We have 2 generators left. We're both on death hook. It wasn't going to happen. Actually, no, I'm on struggle phase, aren't I? I don't know. But yeah. So now he's dead, and because I'm the last survivor and I can't get off, I just die here. I can't... There's no point me struggling because no one can save me, so I just instantly die, which sucks. But yeah, that's one game. So you can see at the bottom now it says 2 generators or the hatch symbol. Yeah, that wasn't a great first game, but that's typically how my games end, is me dying. I'm not gonna lie. At the end, you have like, this is how many points I got and things like that. So I got 21,000 points for this match. Points basically let you level up your characters, get better perks, and it tells you what objectives, like what areas I got these points in. I slightly leveled up, so I got to this point, which is a pip, so I leveled up slightly, and if I get another one of these, I then go into rank 4, which is a red rank, which is like, ooh, red rank, but it's not actually that great. This is my devotion level, so how long I've been playing the game. So that's just like gives you experience, it gives you like extra points, you can use this stuff for like in-game purchases and things like that. And then this is the final leaderboard, so that's the killer's perks. Rancor, barbecue and chili, a very popular perk. Insidious, I would never have thought about that for a spirit, but fair enough. And distressing. So you can see all their perks here, their add-ons. That's their power. So if you're not sure about what their power is, if you're brand new, you can watch. You can wait to the end and you can read through that. And here's all the perks of the other players that were playing, and there's all their ranks. So I was the lowest rank out of all of them, by being rank 5. Oh, you can't actually see that because my camera's there. But I was rank 5, the other person was rank 8, and these two are obviously 9 and 10, and the killer was a 9. So, yeah. That wasn't a great first game, but let's move on to another game, shall we? Okay, next game. And we're on the game. Dead by Daylight has some licensed killers. I'm probably already spoken to about that, which basically means it's from, like, movies and stuff. And this is the one that comes with the pig from Saw. This is actually getting a rework in like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So this map's going to be completely different soon. Oh, it's a doctor. Different killers have different noises, so like different ambient noises. And I slightly just heard one for the doctor, which is my least favourite killer to go up against in this game. You can hear it now. The reason I hate him is because he can send out shocks, which makes you scream and also makes you go crazy. And some doctors like to spam the shock, so you're constantly screaming. And I have this weird thing with repetition. I can't stand, like, unneeded repetition. Yeah. I'm so paranoid that he's going to find me because there's only 2 ways in this room. Well, 2 ways in this room, but 1 way out. You can come in through that way, which I came in, and you can leave through that door. But until the generator's done, there's no other way to leave. So, if he comes in that door, I'm going to get hit. When this generator's done, that door over there opens up. But, yeah. But yeah, if you've ever seen Saw, like, you'll probably recognise this bathroom. Okay, he's coming in here. Oh, he's hit someone else. He might not come in here now. It's kind of like a little bit of stress. I want to at least live 1 game. I don't think I will. So if I don't win this game, I'll probably play another one. And if I do win this game, I'm going to leave it at that because I feel like this video is already going to be long enough. But yeah, essentially, this is the game for a survivor. You try and evade the killer. You repair generators. You cleanse totems, open up chests. Try to live, really. Keep an eye out. Oh, she's bringing him to me, isn't she? Is he going to come in here? No. Okay. It's like he sent out a massive shock there, so he knows where I am now. And you'll notice as well, by my perks at the bottom, there's a red, like, I think that's a queen for chess. Is that a queen piece or a king piece? That's a queen piece, isn't it? That's one of his add-ons, and it negatively affects me. So I think that's the one where I go crazy. He can see me or something like that. I don't quite remember. Oh, actually, let's take you to the basement. But yeah, it negatively affects me. Down here is a killer basement. This is a scary place to go, and if someone's hooked down there, they're probably gonna die. Yeah, it's not a great place to be. I'm just down here anyway. There's always a chest down here, so if you're ever in need of a med kit, this is probably a good place to search. Why can't I see that generator? I don't know why I consider the generator. Yeah, there's probably a good place to search. You can find flashlights. You can find anything in a chest, to be honest. But yeah, the killer basement is quite scary to go down. You can actually get points for going down there, though, and for spending time down there. So sometimes it might be worth it if you want to get some points, but otherwise I suggest you stay royal away from it. There's, I think, 2 different places on a map where the basement can spawn. I'm not sure. There's like 2 places per map. Might be 3. This is my sister, which is why I'm teabagging her, by the way. Why is she just standing there? What is she doing? Okay, let's go get Chelsea off the hook. Oh, she's in struggle phase. I think this killer's slightly camping her, so he's not leaving her. Yeah. Right, so he's like tunneling. In this game, tunneling means that when someone's been unhooked, essentially they just follow the survivor that's just been unhooked so they can get another down and they can get a kill really quickly. That's like, that's a shitty thing to do. It's not a good thing to do in this game, and you'll probably get a lot of people being quite salty at you after the game. If you're on PC, you have an endgame chat. Shit. You have an endgame chat. And PC people can talk to PC people. You can't talk to Xbox people. This game is fully cross-compatible, so you can play this on mobile. Actually, no. It's not compatible with mobile and Nintendo Switch. That's what I mean about the spamming. I hate that. Yeah, it's not cross-compatible for mobile and for Switch, but it is cross-compatible for Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and the Microsoft Store and Stadia, I think. Oh, he's mooring her. I didn't even realise there was a Mori in the game. Noted. A Mori, because I don't think I will have spoken about this already. A Mori is an add-on, no, an offering the killer can put on, where if someone reaches the second phase of the hook, so whether they're hooked twice, or whether they're left on one hook for, like, until they go into the struggle phase. If they're hooked twice or get to that state, the killer can then kill them by their own hand. Each killer has their own Mori animation. It used to be a much more overpowered add-on. It used to be one hook and then they can kill you. So killers would literally camp, down you after your first hook and kill you, and keep doing that the full game. And it was really annoying, and they've recently reworked them, which is so much better. And you'll see right now that my skill checks are going the wrong way. Oh, he's right over there. My skill checks are going the wrong way, so they're going this way instead of that way, and they're also spawning on random points of my screen. That's because the doctor has got me in a bit of a crazy mode, which is his power, and it basically makes it harder for survivors to do generators. Oh fuck, he would have seen me there, surely. Did he not see me there? Okay, he's going straight back to the hook. Look at that. Thing is, I want to go get her, but overcharge. He's also camping, so like, is there any point in me going for her? I'm gonna go for her anyway, because look at that. Look, he's going straight back to the hook. Shit. He's gonna go for me first, and I'm crazy now as well. So I'm crazy, so until I can't heal or touch generators or anything like that until I snap myself out of it, which can take some time to do. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can do that. Sweet. You can still unhook people, and you can still vault pallets and windows and drop pallets and things like that, but you can't do anything objective-wise apart from like saving. I don't think you can even pick people up on the floor. She's going to get Mori'd now because he probably has an Ebony Mori, which is the most powerful one, and means he can unlimitedly, like, he can kill people without limits, sort of thing. Snapping out of it is very easy. It's just like doing a generator. You just have to do some skill checks. That's about it. Hi, dude. Right, so we need to get a generator done. We've got one generator left. And I don't think either of us have been hooked yet, because he's camped both people that he's hooked so far. I also want to apologise if my frames have dropped at all. I'm having a bit of an issue with my PC. The CPU, the processor, isn't quite good enough to handle like recording or streaming and playing the game at the same time. So if I did drop any frames at all, I'm sorry. I'm going to be looking to upgrade that though. I don't even know why I ran into this room. Why is this Dwight following me instead of trying to find his own generator? This map is so confusing sometimes because it's really hard to find a generator, especially when it's the last generator. So there's 7 generators that spawn on a map. So obviously there's 1 left for us to repair, so there's 3 left on the map. And if you get yourself into a bad situation, you can do what they call a 3-gen. So it basically means that the last 3 generators are very close to each other, so the killer is... It is very hard for you to get the generator done without the killer finding you. How the hell did that... Shit. Did he choose to come to this map? Oh, that's probably a bad time to check. Oh my god! Okay. Chelsea's just lying there on the floor, dead, just floating around. Yeah, I'm not gonna survive this game, which feels bad. Where is he going? Did he think I fell down there? Because I did not. Chelsea. Oh, there's a hatch. You can stun the killers by dropping pallets on them as well, by the way. You can also use flashlights to blind them, but I'm sure I probably already mentioned that. Oh, that was dumb of me. What happened there? What? How? Okay. Dwight, find the hatch, mate. I know the hatch. This is annoying. I wish DBD had in-game chat because I could speak to this Dwight and say, look, the hatch is like nearish me. Like, come and try and find me and you'll get the hatch. This is a very dark room. Oh my god. Right, so I can now attempt to escape off the hook by holding a right bumper, or I think it's M1 when you're playing on mouse. I can attempt to escape. The issue with that is that there's only a 4% chance of escaping off the hook. So, and plus he's hard camping me. You know, like that's, what's the point? It's not gonna happen. So, I'm just gonna try and get off just so I die quicker. You only get 3 attempts if you start straight away. There are some perks that give you more attempts. There's a perk that makes it guaranteed attempts, and there's a perk that... the perk that gives you more attempts actually gives you more percentage as well. So... yeah, there are some perks that help out with getting off hooks, but the majority of the time you won't get off, which kind of sucks. I'm going to quickly spectate this Dwight, see if he does get off. Get out, sorry. You can spectate other games, so you can see now, like right down here, if the hatch was still open, this would... the symbol of it will be there. But it's not there. He had no ed, okay. And this up here is endgame collapse. So essentially, they changed this because people were holding the game hostage and just staying in the game for so long. So they changed it to be that once either the hatch is shut or a door is open, this timer starts. If you don't escape by the time that the timer starts, you die. This is very loud right now. Let me just quickly turn this down because that's a little bit loud. Yeah. So that timer then starts, and if you don't get out, you die. Simple as that, really. So yeah, essentially, if you don't get out, then you just die straight up. But that's what it looks like anyway when you get to the endgame collapse. That's what it's called, the endgame collapse. I don't see that often because I just die, pretty much. I'm gonna keep the game volume a little bit lower. I'm gonna play one more game, and then I need to go make dinner because I'm gonna be streaming in 45 minutes. So I need to just get a few things filmed, make dinner, and go ahead with that. But yeah, that's the thing. Did I pip or de-pip that round? Okay, so I safety pipped. I should have gone through that with you as well. You can either de-pip, which means that you didn't get enough points and you go back at part of your rank. You can safety pip, which means you don't go anywhere. You've got just enough points to like be decent, but not good enough to progress or bad enough to go back. and you can get either 1 pip or 2 pips. 2 pips is very hard to get, especially at your higher rank, but 2 pips means that you progress 2 stages, and 1 pip means you progress 1 stage. So if I got 1 pip right now, I would be rank 4 and 0 pips, and if I got 2 pips right now, I'd be rank 4 and 1 pip. Or if I got no pips, yeah, if I de-pipped, I'd be at rank 5 with 3 pips. So like those little white things are pips, essentially. It looks like I have been dropping some frames throughout all of this. I am sorry that I've been dropping a little bit of frames. Sorry. Okay, so we're loading into the last game just now. I think I'm just gonna play this normally. I'm not gonna explain too much. I'm just gonna like commentate what I'm doing when I'm doing. I'm probably gonna cut a lot of this out because it is quite boring if you're just sitting watching. I have a lot more fun on stream when I have people chatting and when my sister's actually like on voice. We do talk through Discord and stuff like that. So it is a lot more exciting that way, but yeah, and on that note, I have got a Discord, so check the description box below if you want to come and join my Discords. And also my Twitch is down below as well, so you can come along and see the actual live streams. As I said again, I go live every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, and actually by the time this video goes up, Saturday the 6th February, I will be doing a 12-hour stream for charity. So if you can come along and say hi, that's at 8 PM, and I'll put a bit more info on the screen somewhere just now to you know, I don't know, to let you know what's going on with that. But I'd really appreciate if you came along to that as well, because this video should be up before the charity stream. Okay, this is the same map that we had at the very start, I'm pretty sure, or like a different variation. It's probably a different variation, because it happens a lot. And the majority of the maps have like a few different styles to them, just so that you don't like learn the same map all the time, and it just obviously gives it a bit more like randomizability. I don't know. Oh, it's a hillbilly. Whoopsies. 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 Oh my god! So she just got grabbed off a generator because she was holding onto it when he hit her. She's gonna be so mad at that. I did actually mention, okay, I'm not gonna like make this a tutorial sort of thing, but the killers have a red stain, which you would have been able to see, and that basically like shows where they're looking. So he wasn't even trying to look for me, even though he would have known I was around this area. He didn't try looking for me. So that's how you can tell where they're looking, which comes in handy when it comes to like trying to loop them and trying to evade them and hide and stuff like that. He's tunneling. No, he's not. Okay. Oh yes, he is a little bit. So yeah. Hi. Teabagging is such a fun thing in this game, but a lot of killers hate it when people bag because it's considered toxic, and I don't think it's toxic. I think it's a bit of fun. I teabag to laugh in this game a lot of the time. You can point, you can like pull it in, and you can teabag and stuff, and I just find it fucking hilarious to teabag. But some killers are like, oh my god, I'm gonna tunnel you for teabagging. Yeah, you have Tinkerer, mate. I'm not dumb. Okay, he respects pallets. Well noted. Did you see where I went or not? Now we did. Yeah. You can hide in lockers, but a lot of the time they hear you do it, and if you run into a locker and slam into it or slam out of it, they hear that too. It's like failing a skill check. Okay, so she went like over there, and he's checking over there for her. So he obviously didn't see where she went. Oh, I probably shouldn't have tried getting out the locker there. Okay. He's gonna see my blood there, isn't he? Why are there no pallets over here? What's that all about? I play this game for a laugh. I don't play this game to be serious. Damn. Right, they're on a gen. She's injured. She's injured. Great. Don't get me, Chelsea. You're gonna die. Chelsea, why do it when you're injured? Mate, you're gonna get hit. You should have got a hit there, mate. You should have absolutely got a hit. Okay. I don't mind that I got down there because of my DS. That's fine. That's not the worst thing in the world because of the fact that if he picks me up, I can get out of his arms quite easily. Oh, I should be recovering though. Yeah, you should recover if you're on the floor because that way it helps survivors pick you up a bit easier. It's quicker for you to recover yourself than for a survivor to, on their own to heal you, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. No, is he gonna follow me? He is, but he's not the same. Who chucked this pallet down already? I want to get this generator over here done, but it's probably gonna kill me. Okay, killer basement's over there. No, it's not. It's not over there. Great. This generator's so close to being done, and I want to get it done, but it's not gonna get done before he can hook her and get over here. He's going to keep checking over here because of the fact that the generator is almost done. Right, I'm going to quickly get this generator done, then we're going to go and hook Chelsea off the hook. Sweet. You're welcome. Right, we're going to go into a corner and a heal because we kind of need to. Let me heal you first. My lights just went off. That happens sometimes. It's fine. They're not broken, I promise. Kind of. Yeah, he's coming straight over here. There he is. It's probably a good thing for us to go over there anyway, because I think a lot of generators over here have been done, like over in that direction, have been done already. So it's a good idea for us to go over towards this side of the map. Because otherwise, that's when you get 3 gens, is when you do generators on one side of the map or in one area. Like, too quickly. And that means that the rest of the gens are so close together that they're basically in eye shot. Like, there's one here. I think there was one over there that we passed. You can tell because you can see these lights at the top. You can see them from a distance. So yeah, I think there's one over there, and I think there's probably one maybe over that direction or over there. I'm not too sure. She's now dead, which sucks. Rip. Is he coming straight here? No, he's chasing that person over there. If we're lucky, that person might pull him away, because now he would know that we've almost finished this gen. And he should be coming for us, but he's not. So we're going to get this generator done. Oh, I thought we had one more gen done. Oh, I thought that was the last gen. Yeah, so you can see over there, the flashy lights, that's a generator. That's just the easiest way to find them, is by the lights on top of them. The Hillbilly is not an easy character to play, because Chainsaw is so hard to control. But he's one of the base killers. Like, you don't have to pay for him. So, a lot of people play him and get good at him because of the fact he's free to play. Hey, Nia. I like that haircut. It's a nice haircut. It's always good to look around. If you're playing this game and you're just sitting, looking in one direction, you're probably going to die very quickly. You need to be looking around. I get that when skill checks pop up, it can be quite hard, but you can just stop moving when that happens. And unless you're going against a doctor, you know their skill checks are always going to be in the middle of the screen. She's not dead. So yeah, you kind of know that's going to be a thing. Right, so now the gens have been done and doors are spawned. We see the doors for a few seconds, and then they disappear off our screen. They are always on the killer's screen, though. This is what a door looks like. Yeah, the killer can always see where the doors are, we can't. And it takes a little while to open them. I think it takes 20 seconds as a base rate to open the doors. So, the best thing to do... I know this wasn't going to be a tutorial sort of thing, but, like, I haven't got to this point before. Best thing to do is get the door to 99%. So... about there. So essentially the door is a tap to be opened. And if you do that for both doors, and you make a save, like a last minute endgame save like this, we can both just run to one of the doors, open the door, that's a rock, open the door and leave. Quite easily as well. Come on, Chelsea, hold on, hold on. I don't know if that Nia got the other door open. Chelsea, this way. You also kind of want to be looking behind you in a chase. Oh, he missed. How? Okay, that time he didn't. Go, 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 go! Go! And dead hard out for style. We got out, boys and girls. We got out. Look at that. Fantastic. Great game. GG's, everyone. That was actually quite a tricky one, to be fair. Could have done a lot better, but it wasn't bad. It's everyone's console right now. What the hell, man? Right, okay. Well, that's it. So let me just explain the pip thing again. So I pipped once. That's a safety pip. And anything below here is a D pip. So I had rank progress plus 1 because I got 1 pip. And now I'm red. Now I'm red rank, so I'm rank 4. Red ranks is like the upper class of the game. I would say it doesn't mean you're very good. It just means that you get a lot of points. So yeah, that is it for the gameplay anyway. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed my semi-tutorial. Obviously this is just based on Survivor and this is just based on the perks I'm using. Different survivors have different perks. In general, like I said at the beginning, Meg has her own 3 perks. Different characters have their own perks and things like that. And every character runs their own different perks. Obviously, like, my gameplay is not going to be the same as everyone else's gameplay. It's going to be slightly different. Everyone plays in their own different styles. But this is how I personally play. You saw me die twice and you saw me get out once. So does what I do work? Yeah, it does. It's like, I play okay. I'm not the worst player at all at this game. But I'm not the best. There's still a lot to learn. I've been playing this game for over a year and there's still a hell of a lot for me to learn. If you are interested in watching a bit more Dead by Daylight or kind of learning how to play, I think my mic's probably a bit too loud. Am I spiking? I'm sorry if my mic's been so loud today. Yeah, if you want to like learn a bit more about Dead by Daylight, let me know in the comment section below what other videos you want to see. Do you want to see like explanation of perks in some way? Do you want a bit more of a tutorial on kind of how to loop or how to learn maps or things like that? Let me know what you want to see with that anyway. In general, if you want to learn some really, really good like Survivor gameplay, I recommend going and checking out Morph_ on Twitch and on YouTube. I'll link them down below. He's a really, really good Survivor main. He's a great killer in general, a great killer and great Survivor, just a great player in general. He's been playing it for hours. I think he's got 7,000 hours in the game. He's amazing. So he taught me a lot about Survivor. A good killer and Survivor main, I would say go and check out Lexicat. She has got a YouTube channel, but she doesn't make a lot of videos at the moment. But I'll link her YouTube and her Twitch down below. And for a really good killer main, go and check out either OhTofu or Otzdarva. They are both amazing killer mains. They can play any killer with any perks, with any add-ons. They can do it perkless, add-onless, they can do anything. They are really, really good. So if you want to learn anything about them, go ahead and check all their channels. I will link them all down below. They all have YouTube channels, they all have Twitch channels. I'll put everything down there. So yeah, that's if you want to learn that. Otzdarva also has a lot of tier lists on killers and long videos of explaining what perks do and where he ranks them, if they're worth it or not. Or similarly, OhTofu has videos where he showcases certain perks, certain add-ons on these killers and things like that. So yeah, he does really good educational content as well. Whereas Morph is a bit more memey content on his YouTube, and his Twitch, to be fair, but they're really, really cool. And again, I do have a Twitch channel and my own gaming YouTube channel, so if you want to see more gaming stuff from me, you can follow me on Twitch and go subscribe to my new YouTube channel. It will all be in the description boxes below. And yeah, I'm excited to get this new chapter of my life started, because Twitch has been a massive part of my life for a little while, and now obviously YouTube, Twitch, yeah, it'll be a thing. If my video isn't already up, I will talk about more stuff about where my YouTube channel, like this channel, is going to be going and things like that. If that video is up, again, go ahead and watch that if you want more updates on this channel in particular, because I know that gaming isn't for everyone. But yeah, that is it basically from me, guys, today. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you like this video, go ahead and leave me a like. Go ahead and subscribe to my new gaming channel. Go ahead and follow me on Twitch. Subscribe to this channel as well if you just want to stick around and see me. Like, you don't have to just go and subscribe to my gaming channel. But yeah, other than that, guys, that is it from me today. And I will see you next video. Whatever that will be, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Bye!